I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. What's up, Sook? How's it going, babe?
Listen, I'm sporting a new look because I'm fresh.
Where were you? What are you doing with the hat? Are you solving crimes? You're a private investigator? What's
I don't
going
know. I
on?
feel like a private investigator, which is very good, right? Considering, our one of our guests is the daughter of a, New York City police lieutenant. So, no, I just thought, it was so hot today.
Yeah.
So
How
what's
hot
the
was
point
it,
in like
Sook?
taking a shower? So I just kind of put my swimsuit on, a cover up, and a hat, and I continued on like this pretty much all day.
How
Oh,
hot
look,
was it?
Jeannie Clay loves the look. Thank you,
Ah,
Jeannie.
Jeannie's already lighting up. By the way, it's Phil's birthday today.
Oh my God, happy
Uh,
birthday, Phil. I did not know.
Our guy Phil, his birthday, he's, I believe, 60 years old today. We have a very special birthday song for Phil coming up a little later
Is
on.
a giraffe singing his song?
Very possibly could be the giraffe Sook.
I got a giraffe, so Phil's got to get a giraffe.
Giraffe made a very special appearance on Phil's text messages today. Listen, we have an amazing show tonight. Nancy Allen's going to be joining us a little later on. She of Robocop fame, Dressed to Kill, Carrie. Remember the movie Carrie?
Carrie, pretty amazing.
Yeah. She always plays these, kind of out there characters, except for Robocop, of course. She was in Blowout with John Travolta. And of course, coming up in just a few minutes,
How
Ava
about
Maybee.
Strange Invaders back in the days. Remember that one?
Strange Invaders. Yeah. Ava Maybee's going to join us in just a second. She has some new music out. She's got a show tonight in LA. She's this up and coming young superstar. She's really getting a lot of attention. She was on KTLA morning show the other day. And she's got a show tonight. She's got some new music out. We're going to talk to her in just a few minutes, Soup. But everybody, listen, don't forget, as of September 7th, we start the show 1 p.m. on the East Coast. We're going to be doing shows in the afternoon now. And Soup, by the way, our first show on September 7th, you weren't here a couple weeks ago, and William Watt, the magician and mentalist, was on from the Indian Ocean. That's where he's from. He's coming on September 7th.
Was he in the Maldives?
It was in the Maldives, and
Beautiful island.
He was amazing. He was very excited because now he doesn't have to come on in the middle of the night where he is.
And I bet his signal was better than other people's signals that we've encountered.
His signal looked just as good as ours, Sook. So it really was wow. He was amazing. You ready to get this show started? Kick it off?
I put a hat on, so let's do it.
A little bit earlier. Let's do it, baby.
These yobos are awesome.
You don't want a yobo, do you?
I don't want a yobo, but let's do it.
The Sookie and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Sookie and Scott, the seven of hearts. Woo! Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Sookie and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Sookie and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love you.
The Sookie and Scott Show.
We take the after these crappy news days, Soup. Just keep on coming, man. I mean, don't even turn on the news because all it's going to do is make you angry, sad, and all the above. So we are here to take all your anxiety away and just have some fun, create a little smiles. Soup, listen, tonight after the show, we're going to get this, right? There's this movie coming out called Tango Shalom. It's really funny. It looks amazing. It's about this Orthodox Hasidic father and husband who gets involved with Karina Smirnoff. Remember her from Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
And they go into this competition this tango competition, but the problem is
He can't touch her.
he can't touch her.
Right. I was going to say he's a Hasidic Jew. He can't touch
Right.
her.
So it's it's got a great cast in it. Who's in it? You got Renee Taylor, and a couple other people. Joe Bologna's in it.
Oh, wow. I love Joe Bologna.
Yeah, Joe's in it. Karina Smirnoff is in it. So what happened was one of the fantastic public relations women that we deal with, Andrew McKinnon, who gives us a lot of our movie celebrities, she gave us tickets to give away to the premiere,
Wow.
which is in New York City over Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the trailer of the movie up on our site, and all our viewers have to do, the ones in the New York area who want to go, they're going to email me, and I'm just going to give them a link with pairs of tickets that they could show up to the theater, one of those big movie theaters for the premiere.
What a fun thing to do.
Yeah, and it's called Tango Shalom, and it's really like, listen, you don't have to be Jewish to enjoy it. It's a funny movie. When you see the trailer, you're going to laugh.
The stars that you get to see,
Right.
like walking a red carpet, or just, when you see those openings, they're fun.
And he can't touch her to do the dancing, and he's a really good dancer, but his religion doesn't let him touch her. He's only allowed to touch his wife, right? So I'm going to put that up after the show, and we're going to give away some tickets.
Listen, when I watch Shizel,
what are you talking about?
what is that Netflix show? Is it Shizel, right?
Oh, I don't
learned
know.
a lot about the Hasidic community. I was like, wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah, did you see the one with the woman, My Unorthodox Life?
I love My Unorthodox Life. That was very educational.
Yeah, wow.
And now I'm watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I'm like,
well, that's Catskills comedy there.
That's Catskills. And I was like laughing, because then the next thing that showed up on my Netflix was the Kutcher's Country Club. And I was like, oh my God.
You were thinking of me on that one. Those are the best. Well, listen, Sook,
it's like, what is it called? The Jewish Alps? Was it called
the Borscht Belt? The Borscht Belt.
Borscht Belt.
Yeah. Oh God, did I have some fun on there? But anyway, listen, we have an amazing show tonight. We have had amazing shows all week, by the way. Really just phenomenal. Nick Turturro was on the other night. The Kinsman twins from Saved by the Bell, Cheaper by the Dozen. Even my daughter texted me. She's like, "Oh, the twins look very handsome these days." Tonight,
what did you say? Can I hook you up?
I said, listen, I can hook you up if you want. I think they'd fall in love with you. You know, my daughter's a pretty good looking girl.
Yeah.
Right around the same age. So we'll see if we can work out a little deal there. Maybe I can hook her up.
Would you let her go with an LA boy?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Especially if he can get me into a movie. Sure. Why not? But anyway, listen, Sook, Ava Maybee standing by. She is one of the biggest up-and-coming singers right now. Her dad happens to be Chad Smith, who's the drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers. We'll talk to her about growing up and that craziness, right, with Anthony Kiedis and hanging out with Flea and those guys.
They're just her uncles.
Yeah, right. Probably right. But Ava's coming up next. Here she is. And then we're going to bring it around the other side. Take a look.
Last one here in the club. Lingering eyes in the lust. Sweat dripping off my lips. I ain't even had a fix. You've been staring at me sober. Coming at me closer. Trying to win me over. Full disclosure. Saturday night. You wanna take the party back home. Some of the night, I know you want out the friend zone. Saturday night, you say you wanna be my ride home. Some of the night, I'm just here trying to lay low.
Saturday night.
I'm with her. I'm with you, Ava. I'm with you. I'm vibing
Saturday night.
Always. And listen, Ava, I'm a kid of the 80s and the 90s, so I love the look. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
I like the throwback stuff all day long.
Thanks. Me too.
Ava, how you doing? Look, you got that nice LA sunshine coming through the window right now. It's a beautiful day, 4 o'clock there, right? How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing really, really well. I'm super happy to be here. Super grateful. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you on. And listen, before we even get into this, let me put up what you got going on tonight.
Yeah.
Because you actually have a show coming up tonight, and I have that right here at what is it, Bar Lubitsch?
Yeah, Bar Lubitsch.
Bar Lubitsch coming up tonight, and that's on in West Hollywood, Santa Monica Boulevard. And I guess the tickets are free to get in, right?
Yeah. It's free.
So everybody's invited. You know, if you're in that area, go check her out tonight. And I believe if you go on to your Instagram, is there a link there?
The link to the tickets is in my Instagram bio, which is just Ava Maybee, and it's not just me. Like I'm opening up for a bunch of amazing young up and coming LA artists, so it'll be really fun.
That's great. That's great. And Sookie, so she can't sing for us live on the show because she's got to keep the voice ready for tonight. So I pulled plenty of music we're gonna hear. She got a show. She got a show. So Ava, listen, before we get into your music, obviously, you know, I see your dad on social media. He's as proud as can be of what you're doing. And for us growing up with their music, what was that like for you growing up around, the Chili Peppers? Had to be pretty cool for you, no?
I guess. I don't know. It's my dad. Like
just your dad, right?
Everything my dad does is lame. So I'm like,
There you go. I get
like
that.
A true child.
Yeah. And when you see guys like, Will Ferrell and him on Jimmy Fallon show, I mean, listen, it can't be all lame if he's hanging out, on shows like that with, and Will's doing impressions of him, that's got to be pretty cool, no?
Yeah, no, it was, I didn't even know that they were going to do that show on Jimmy Fallon. So when I think I was in like middle school or something, and all of my friends were like, dude, like, look at this. Like, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah.
And it's funny how they really do look alike with the hats on, right?
They do. They do.
That's a real doppelganger moment. You think like somebody looks like you in the world. Somebody really does look like you. Like
so funny. That is
Ava,
so funny.
You're inspired by, like, I gotta imagine there's a lot of vibe of classic soul, rock, Motown. I feel that flavor coming from you.
Yeah.
So what were your inspirations like? And what is your inspiration? And what do you want people to connect with when they hear your music?
Yeah, I think my biggest inspirations, like I grew up on rock music. I think that was 100% because of my dad. And I grew up on a lot of Motown music because of my mom. And that was just sort of what was playing in the house. But I would say, like, I have different inspirations. Like for songwriting, it would be like classics like James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, Carole King, like real storytellers.
Joni Mitchell, did you say?
Yeah, Joni Mitchell.
I love
my favorite album. Blue is my favorite album.
I mean, it's the #1 album on Rolling Stone. It's like the best.
Is it?
Rock, yeah, it's like best rock album. Like they ranked it about like 5 years ago, and Blue was #1. But I'm surprised that it beat out Tapestry because I love Tapestry by Carole King. But it's hard to respect it.
Hold on, wait. Let me pause right there and let me just say, hold on. Did you mention Carole King? Hold on.
One more song about moving along the highway. Can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you, but you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fun to see your face in my door. It doesn't have to know that you're so far away.
Wow, beautiful voice.
How nice is that? I could just listen to that all night. That was really, really very nice. What is it about her and the James Taylors that that really that got you going? Because you're obviously a young girl, and these are folks who 70s, 80s with us. What got you into them?
I think, I mean, Tapestry was basically the soundtrack to my childhood. It was playing every single day in my house. And I think, I don't know, it brings like a sense of nostalgia and comfort that I feel everyone has with a certain song or album. So yeah, when I posted that video, she reposted it on her Instagram, and I was like, I could not. I had no words.
Oh my! So she reposted it on her Instagram.
Reposted it on her Instagram.
Oh, that's great.
I think like one of my friends, Susie, sent it to her daughter and then showed it to her. And I screamed all the way home. I have it framed, actually, like a screenshot of me on her Instagram framed, hanging in my apartment in New York.
Wow.
Because it doesn't get better than that. So that was crazy for me.
That is amazing.
So Ava, reading about you, you knew you wanted to be a singer. The talent started emerging at the age of 5. But like, when did it start clicking that, you know what, I really want to become a singer-songwriter, and more importantly, somebody who really wants to pursue something in the music industry, which I'm sure you've seen the ups and downs, and people, missing and winning all, in all those moments.
Yeah, I think I've always known that I've wanted to perform. Like as a kid, I just wanted to perform for everyone. And then I think it really, like, I started writing songs when I was like 15. And basically it was just kind of taking like pages from like my journal and my diary and just turning them into song. It felt like sort of the next step, the right thing to do. Because music is like everything for me. I don't think
How personal is that, putting that out there?
I know it is. It really is. Totally, like, you're basically, every song that you put out, you're basically like handing your heart on like a silver platter and giving it to the world. And you're like, please don't hurt it. Like, I worked really hard on this. Like, please don't squash it. So you definitely, there's a balance that I've definitely realized with now, like going more public with my music and stuff like that, where, I'm such an emotional human being. I think every artist is, for sure, but you have to have very thick skin, because not everyone's going to like relate to your song or like it or like agree with what you're saying at all, which is like totally cool as well.
Yeah,
but definitely took like a minute to adjust and be like, oh, okay.
And it's funny, you did a cover of Universally Speaking.
Yeah,
which is a great Chili Peppers song, and I mean the internet just
went
crazy for it.
Yeah,
and I have it right here. Let's listen to it, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Come on, baby, 'cause there's no name for. Give it up and I got what I came for. Universally speaking now. Take it back 'cause you made me nervous. Nothing better than love and service. Universally speaking now.
Wow.
It just seems like you could sit there and just sing whatever you want at any time, right? But it was, of course, because it was the Chili Peppers, everybody was like, Chad Smith's daughter does, blah, 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 cover song.
I mean, he had to be touched in such
yeah,
an
he's got to love that for you, right?
I have to imagine, like, flattery from your own child. It doesn't come very often, speaking as a parent.
Well, she said he was
and
lame.
When your child kind of anoints that side of you, that is your craft that you put out into the world, and honors you with that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was like, oh,
emotional.
He was like, oh, that's really cool. I grew up on his music. It also gives me very similar feelings to Tapestry, of nostalgia and a lot of comfort. Because I'm related to him. I'm just a fan of the band. Like, I think that they're great musicians. Yeah, I did not expect it to it didn't go viral, but like for it to get as much attention as it got, I would have like put on some makeup or something. Like I wasn't
Like today for me.
Got your head
I'm
more
like,
more
I
in
would have
view.
like looked a bit cuter. I don't know. So yeah, I literally like I was home alone and just randomly I was listening to it in the car and I was like, oh, that'd be fun to play on the piano. Then did like I produced it out a little bit, put it on, and then turned my phone off. And then I got like texts from my friends being like, it's on Billboard, like you're on Billboard.
Yeah,
And I
it's
was
crazy,
like,
right?
what? And it's also like the grossest photo of me. It's fine, but like
You can't control it. You can't control it. Now I saw you've done some national anthem stuff with the Dodgers and Lakers, right? So when you go out there, you know, and you've seen in the past like all the goof ups of people that screw up the national anthem, even though you know the words, it is a little nerve-wracking. Was that nerve-wracking for you to be out there at Dodger Stadium like that, or you just kind of just blew it out?
That was I was young too when I did.
How old are you here?
I would think I was like a sophomore in high school, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was young. But I had the best time. It was my first time ever wearing in-ears, so I had no idea what that was or how it worked. So it's very strange to hear yourself delayed by a millisecond.
Yes.
It really messes with you. And also you get like maybe 2 minutes to sound check, and then they're like, right, let's go.
Play ball.
How many times did you? How many times did you practice before that day?
Like, I like ran it with my vocal coach and stuff. Like, I've always sung the national anthem like in school and stuff. So I guess it was hard to get into the mindset. I didn't realize like how many people were gonna be there. I thought that people aren't like really there for the national anthem, but I think like in baseball, it's like a very big deal. Like you go for the national anthem.
Yeah.
More so like because I grew up going to like Laker games and stuff, and it's not like that big of a like you kind of are getting food when the national anthem's happening. So when I did Lakers, that was even scarier for me because it was packed. And also, they don't do this anymore, but the players stare at you while you sing, and it's also a cappella. So that was probably
unnerving
of my life. But they're also like it is also oddly comforting because they're in their own zone and they're doing their own little things that they do to get ready for their game. So like they're listening too closely, but they're all like 7 feet, like staring at you while you're singing.
Don't mess this up, girl.
Yeah, literally. They're like, please don't mess it up. Like, please.
So that was sophomore year when you were doing all things. Like now, did you start your NYU Tisch, that whole program that you were selected to with Clive Davis?
I'm going to be a junior in college.
Wow.
Crazy. At Clive Davis, yeah.
My daughter too. Yeah, we just brought her back to college. She started her junior year, and it's just
fantastic. I go back in like 4 days.
So you come back to New York?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, good for you. And you stay at the school, I assume, in a dorm.
I live in an apartment now, but I was in the dorms for my freshman year. But I wanted to get out very quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure. What is it like to have like that name be a part of Clive Davis's program and like to know that so many people want to be a part of the Tisch School of Music?
Yeah, it was definitely very flattering. I did not think I was going to get in. There aren't that many college programs that I really wanted to do or felt like was right for me because, you know, I'm not an opera singer and I also didn't really want to go to school to learn how to sing or learn how to be a musician. Like I wasn't classically trained or anything like that. So it's really mostly a business program. And it's extremely smart because we're all young artists, especially being young and a female, to be able to be taking classes that teach you like how to not get totally screwed over in a contract and how to produce your own stuff. Like it's so important. I don't think, especially because I'm like going into
like Jay-Z said, right? It's a business.
Yeah.
Business. Well, that's exactly like you have to it's really cool to be in an environment with people who have such a drive to do music and
protect you.
That protect you and also do completely different genres than you do.
Yeah.
So the collaborations are like really, really cool. And I don't think I would ever be able to do that. And it's also really cool that I go to college and I don't feel like it's like messing with my career or that I'm not progressing or taking a pause. Like I feel very much so that I'm still like continuing to grow and I can still work. And so it's wonderful. There's my pitch. Clive Davis, hire me. There's my pitch for Clive.
Yeah, that's not the worst place to be. You had 2 great songs that you came out with this year, earlier, right in the spring. "See Me Now" and "Colors."
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little bit of "See Me Now" and "Colors," but let's do "See Me Now" first, and then we'll talk about it.
Sometimes I wonder how I could have been so blind. I let you do me wrong with those brown eyes. You can only fool me once because I always get what I want. Yeah, I said it. I never put up a front, don't forget it. Sometimes I just cut you off, sometimes I don't wanna talk, and I won't regret it. If you could only see me now, I'm feeling different, feeling proud. I'm on a different wave now. If you could only see me now.
Cool.
Got a good beat to that thing, right? Well, what a great voice. Now, do you write your own songs too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
I do.
That's great. And
Did you ever go in your dad's studio and screw around? Like, like I get on the boards and stuff like that? I gotta imagine.
No. I like to keep like my music pretty separate from my dad. We make like very different music, and so I don't like show him anything until like it's finished.
Oh no, I was just talking about using his space because my kids always take all my crap. So
really? I mean, yeah, like yes and no. Yes and no.
It's so funny. I saw online you did a song, and I happen to love when people who have great voices sing Hallelujah. It's such a cool song to do. And I know like every time you watch like back when American Idol first started, so many people were doing that song on the show. But then when you hear like, amazing singers do it, and this was, I think, a couple of years ago, you're a little younger than you are now. Soup, take a listen to this a little bit. Sure. and watch.
It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor chord, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Nice,
beautiful.
right? Like I said, you could
so
say anything, Ava. Well, listen, you got huge things coming. I mean, you're rising, and again, you're coming to college in New York, so you could play the clubs here.
I just love that you know all the old stuff, like Leonard
old
Cohen
stuff
and
is great.
At Carole King and James Taylor. I feel like I push that on my children, like the classic singers, songwriters. I feel like they need to know that. And my son, when he's like, "Mom, this music is cool," I'm like, "Oh, cool. All right. Okay. Because I can only listen to crap for so long.
Oh, my God.
Well, it just all starts to sound sort of the same.
Yeah. It's all the same.
It does. It does.
The music is terrible. Ava, well, listen, you've got this show tonight, Bar Lubitsch on West Hollywood, Santa Monica Boulevard. Anybody who's in that area, go down, say hello. Don't heckle her while she's on stage. Just let her do her thing. But Ava, listen, congratulations on all this early success. I know you were on KTLA the other day.
Yeah.
So you just, just keep the snowball going. It's going downhill, and it just gets bigger as it goes.
I'm trying.
Just keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. And when you get even bigger, you come back on and come see us. Okay.
Listen, when you're in New York, you should do all the morning shows in New York. We can hook you up with those,
Oh, that would be amazing.
We can hook you up with some of the New York.
Yeah, we
morning
used to be a
seriously.
big morning show, Sookie and I. I don't like.
I was on 2 of them, so I can help you seriously.
That would I will email you guys. That would
Scott and I'll put you in contact with a couple of executive producers. We'll get that done.
Amazing.
Yeah, Ava, thank you so much. Have a great
Thank
time
you.
tonight. And listen,
the
real quick, the songs,
Congratulations.
Colors and Lay Low. Where can people see your music? Where can they buy some of your stuff?
Any streaming service you
All
can
of
think of. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon. It's all there.
You got it, young lady. Listen, if you ever want to call your dad, say he should come on the show, we'd love to have him. And then we'll just talk about you.
Okay.
Ava, take care, sweetie. Lots of luck. And thank you so much for coming on. Have fun tonight.
Good luck. Kill it on the show tonight. What a sweetheart. Such a cool vibe.
She's great, right, Sue?
It's interesting because she's got like that whole like West Coast vibe, but she's definitely got some East Coast flavor wrapped in it. It's just really nice. It's cool to see.
The Carole King. Hold on, let me get us back to our show here. The Carole King song. It's short enough. I'm going to pop it on one more time. Nancy Allen's standing by. She's coming up in just a second. We're going to talk to her about some of the things she's got going on. It's the 20th anniversary of the We Spark Cancer Support Center. We're going to talk to her about that. She's been in some of my favorite movies. We'll go over all that stuff with her, Soup. But you know what? I just want to play one in case people are just joining us now. Here's Ava doing that Carole King cover. Watch.
One more song about moving along the highway. Can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you, but you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fun to see your face in my door. It doesn't help to know that you're so far away.
Doesn't anybody
Beautiful.
say it? Sook, is there a better Carole King song than So Far Away?
Probably one of the most beautiful songs ever.
Earth Move, Under My Feet.
All of it.
All of them, right? All of her songs are great. Sook, listen, one more reminder. The show, as of September 7th, we're going to be on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which works well for a lot of our guests come from, the UK now. A lot of acts and magicians and musicians, so it works better for them. Our LA folks will be in at 10. Hopefully that's good for our celebrity folks that come on in.
Maybe they're rolling out of bed after they're like
rolling out of bed. So September 7th, after 230 shows at 7:30 at night, we're going to move to 1 o'clock on the 7th.
Moving to daytime, folks.
Yeah, we're moving around. But anyway, listen, we have we just had Ava, who is a you wouldn't say she's a millennial now, right? Because she's too young for that. She's like what is she now?
In college, she's your
no, I know
what's
but what are they called? Is there a name for them now?
Generation Z's,
Generation
Y?
Z's. I don't even know.
Generation Y.
But let's just say it's new school, and now we have classic Hollywood.
Oh, good.
Coming on. How's that sound?
Well, you know what? The new school has always been the old school.
Yeah. And listen, it's all coming back around. You see how the new school likes to sing the old school, right?
Yeah.
Sook, I have no idea what I'm even talking about right this second.
You're going back to like an old Carole King song, Coming Around Again. Oh, no, that's not
Coming Around Again. Yeah, no, that's her. Well, listen, Nancy Allen has been in some of my favorite movies when I was growing up. Dressed to Kill with Angie Dickinson.
The Fury.
Carrie. Robocop. How good was Carrie? Boy, she was like the original mean girl in Carrie, I think. I know the gym teacher in that movie had some problems with her as well. 1941 with Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, such great stuff. She's coming up right now. Let's reintroduce you to Nancy Allen, and we'll bring her on the other side. Sook, I went ahead. I made another one of like we did with the Kinsman twins last night.
Right.
I made another one of my famous This Is Your Life videos. Watch this. Nancy, this is your life right here. That's a badass chick right there. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Sookie.
Hi, Nancy.
Really amazing. That's a great video.
Can we talk about how amazing you look? Just let's start with that.
Thank you. Thank you. And regarding that previous younger generation, they're just called young.
Young. There's no name. That's it. They're just
I don't
young.
think they need a name. Not yet.
Listen, Nancy, let me just say, going back, I remember as a kid, like when HBO first came out, my dad sold HBO at night. He like door to door, you would go sell cable HBO, and we got HBO for free. So as a kid, I was getting all the movies, Dress to Kill and Carrie and all. And let me just say, I'm in my mid-50s right now. I just want to say you were a very hot babe back in the day.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, still beautiful today, I might add.
Thank you. That's very kind.
But yes, so some of the coolest movies, RoboCop.
This is like a trip down memory lane for him.
Yeah,
in his youth, he's just like.
Yeah, it is for me too.
I mean, listen.
I was looking at all those you've got all those great pictures from, I don't know where you got them, from the photo shoot that John Travolta and I did.
Yes.
We did a great photo shoot with Patrick Demarchelier for press photos for Blowout. And some of those pictures have never been published.
Wow, look at this.
There you go. Look at you guys.
I think that's the one shot of us from Carrie.
From Carrie, right? And then you got this. This is from Blowout Days.
We look all very happy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now, did you guys ever date at all while you were working
John
together?
And I?
Yeah.
No. When we did Carrie, there used to be a section in the Hollywood Reporter, and I think it was every Friday, they'd have New to You, like TWO, New to You, and they had us in there, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I knew nothing about Hollywood then. I thought, well, we're not dating, and why are they saying that? And someone said to me, come on, don't be stupid. Your name is in the Hollywood Reporter. That's all that matters.
What was it like working with Travolta and the two of you? So young, Hollywood at that time was it was so different than what we experience now as fans. It seems a little, yeah.
Yeah, I first met John at the screen test, and I'd actually rehearsed with another actor. So I first screen tested with that actor, and then that went well. And then John walked in, and I went, oh no, this guy's definitely getting the part. And whoever he rehearsed with, obviously they're going to get the part. So, but you know what? He sat down and we did a few scenes together. It was just chemistry, immediate chemistry between us. And, and as they say, the rest is history. We went on to do Blowout, and we just, he's a very generous actor. He's really funny. He likes to eat. We had to do a lot of eating.
I love that.
I know.
That's so great. Now, was he
pizzas?
Yeah, I don't remember the timeline, but was he already Welcome Back, Kotter already a thing when Blowout came out?
Going back, it was Carrie, because he started that show.
Right.
Because you're too young to remember. That's why you don't know. He started shooting that show I think right before we started shooting Carrie, and I had never seen it, and I don't know. I mean, but by the end of shooting, we were shooting an exterior where they did the car flip where we get blown up, and they literally had to put up a barricade to keep the fans. That somehow they found out, and it was like, whoa, But he took off like a rocket after that, because it wasn't just the show. He did Saturday Night Fever and Grease, and I hadn't seen him for a few years. And when he was cast in Blowout, I was really nervous. We were supposed to meet for rehearsal, and I thought, oh God, he's going to just be impossible now. And he walked in, he hugged me, and he says, I'm absolutely certain. He said, let's order a pizza and figure this out. And that's what we did. We started and working on it. And he's just, like I said, he's a very generous actor. He's unpredictable. He'll always do things to keep things fresh and exciting in the scene. So, and he's very supportive. I adore him. I adore him.
That is why. Wow. So historical, right? Talking about all this stuff. And of course, we'll talk about the We Spark Cancer Support Center in just a second, which I know is very near and dear to you, both personally and professionally as well. But a couple of these other movies that were just classics. I mean, the Robocop franchise. When you guys were making that, did you, because just even the first Robocop after it came out, and again, in that day and age, the movie tickets weren't as expensive as they are now, because that thing I know it made a ton of money back then, and it was a huge movie. Did you know when you're filming it and then you get to see it, and Peter Weller was in it, was the star. Do you guys just go, man, this thing is going to be tremendous, or you just don't even know while you're in it?
I knew when I read the script that I couldn't put it down. I read it in one sitting. And my only comment was, I hope they're changing this title. It's terrible. But, once we got to the set and started shooting, you can always, this is like the good news and bad news. You can always tell when you're making a good movie or if you're making a really shitty movie. And in this case, it was just it worked like a well-oiled machine. You could feel it. It was working. It was moving. It was exciting. The dailies were incredible. But honestly, I knew it was going to be a great film. I never thought it would be
a cult classic.
Well, I know that, but I never thought it would be a wide success. Unique. It was too, off. There had never been anything like it before, and. It works on so many levels. I mean, obviously, it's a great film. It's it works on a popcorn level, but it also works on a very deep level, because it's really the story of this guy's soul. So it was. I think it took everyone, including the studio, by surprise, because they basically put no money into advertising it. So it was like, oh, okay, this movie's doing well. What are we doing?
And it's a hit.
Yeah,
some of the leading men that you work with, Michael Caine. I mean, in Dress to Kill. Huge. What was it like to work with somebody like that?
I'll tell you one story about him that'll tell you exactly who he is. First of all, again, he's a very generous actor. He's English. He just doesn't take himself too seriously. He's a worker bee. He shows up on time. He knows his lines. He does his work. And when we were shooting our scene together in his office where I'm talking and telling
I remember that.
Nightmare.
I remember that scene. I remember it.
Okay, so before I take my clothes off, I'm kind of wandering around telling this nightmare that I had. And the set was so small and so tight that Brian said to him, Michael, we don't really even see you in this. It's just Nancy talking and the occasional from you. So why don't you go relax and sit in your trailer, and, we'll bring you back out in a couple hours when we finish shooting this. And he said, no, I'll stay here. Just give me an apple box. I'll sit next to the camera, because she'll know that I'm in it. She'll feel it. She'll know I'm here. It'll make a difference in her. I mean, what a generous actor.
Yeah.
And of course, when he was in his dress and shoes and pumps, and he walked on the set with a big cigar, and the crew was a New York crew, so it was like a really macho crew. Standing there afraid to look at him, and he says, I always knew if I worked long enough and hard enough, I'd get to play me mom. Completely, just everybody relaxed and had fun, and he's just, I love him.
And by the way, if you've never seen Dress to Kill, Michael Caine did it. Sorry. You should have seen it by now. Yeah, no, such a great man. And Angie Dickinson in that movie was just, again, another one of those
beauty.
You watch it over and over again.
Classic.
And the last one I just wanted to get to, because you've done so many great ones. 1941, which was also, God, with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, that had to just be, aside from, just kind of another one of those movies that just kind of comes up and bites it at how popular it became.
Oh yeah.
Was it fun working with those guys on the set?
Well, yes, I have to tell you, I just was mad for John Belushi. I just adored him. I mean, there's something about him. You just fell in love with him, and we never actually got to work together in the same scene, but we were generally around at the same time. Of course, he's funny, and it was crazy because the whole shooting schedule was based around their Saturday Night Live.
Sure, yeah.
So everything was topsy-turvy, and the movie that was supposed to be 14 weeks was 6 months. So it was a long shoot on that one. But and as you know, it's a cast of thousands, and the joke was, if you're not in 1941, you weren't in Hollywood then. So.
And I've watched all the Poltergeists, and I know who you are. It's like,
well, oh yeah. Aunt something or other. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Her name was Aunt something.
Yeah.
Oh
I think I had one line.
Carol Ann's aunt.
Carol Ann. I think that's all I really said in the movie. Screaming, wet.
Carol Ann!
It was horrible. I hated that shoot.
Step into the light. Well, Nancy, listen, the reason why you're on with us today is because we wanted to talk about 20th anniversary of the We Spark Cancer Support Center. You are, I believe, the executive director of the place, right? For a long time. And it all kind of came to be with a friend of yours and an actress who I also loved as a kid, Wendy Jo Sperber. It was kind of the brainchild that she came up with 2001, right? That'd make it 20 years. And again, remembered her from Bosom Buddies, right? And Bachelor Party, one of my favorite movies, of course, with Tom Hanks. But she, unfortunately, she was stricken with cancer and she passed away. In what year did she pass away? I don't remember.
It was November 29th, 2005.
2005.
So we had been. In fact, the doors opened in March of 2001, and in August, she was told that she was stage 4 cancer, breast cancer, metastasized to her lung, her bones. It was just everywhere, and they gave her 15 months to live. But that just wasn't Wendy's schedule. She had her own timeline on everything, and. She, we met on I Want to Hold Your Hand, which was Bob Zemeckis' first film, and Bob Zemeckis, Bob Gale, who also wrote 1941.
That's right. Yeah.
So she did, but we did both movies, and we just loved each other. We're always looking for things to do together. So when she kind of, she got the big fish hook in my mouth first is, will you be a celebrity golfer? I'm raising money. I'm thinking, whatever you're doing, I support you. And she called and said, I found a place that's open and you have to come and you have to help. And I thought, well, I don't know, an hour a week, something. She says, come on, you're into all that woo-woo stuff. You can help me. And I found myself going there every day and just feeling really good about what was going on. And I'd lost my father to cancer. And then, of course, with Wendy being so sick, I thought, you know what, I gotta hang in here. And then I just fell in love with the work and the people and everything that we were doing. And it really became a passion for me in a way. And friends kept saying, oh, but don't you miss being creative? And I said, but this is really creative in a different way, because we do a lot of creative programs. So it was very scary for some people when she passed away. They thought the organization was going to fall apart, and but I wasn't about to let that happen. So
yeah, you picked up the torch.
Here we are, all these years later. I know she'd be really delighted with what we're doing and how many people we're serving. And we pivoted, with COVID. We had to figure out really fast, like everybody did, you guys too. What are we going to do? How are we going to do? People. So where are we? Yeah. We're virtual, and it opens the door to serving a lot more people too now. So
I can imagine, but now more so than ever, since healthcare is at a premium. If it wasn't before, it really is now.
Yeah, and we fill a lot of the gaps with things that insurance doesn't pay for, because if you think about it, there's a lot of emotional and physical side effects from a cancer diagnosis, and most of what we offer really does help with that, and it helps the families and friends, anyone whose life is being affected. So it's a really cool place. Thanks for showing our beautiful new facility.
Looks
we
great.
hope to inhabit one day as soon as it's safe.
And listen, you guys, you do a great job, and it basically, enhancing the life of cancer patients and their families and relatives and people close to them. You went through it yourself recently, and you got through it and you recovered. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, it had to be devastating to hear the news, and I can only imagine you could just see the joy on your face, how happy you are today. That you actually got past it.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, September 3rd, I'm coming up on my 1 year of diagnosis.
Congrats.
I was going for bone density and a mammogram, and I was more concerned about the bone density at my age, And a friend of mine said, "Oh, good luck with the mammogram." And I said, please, it's nothing. And so when they did the mammogram, they always do an ultrasound because I have dense breasts, which 70% of women have, and the doctor said, "Oh, okay, wait a minute. I think we're going to have to do a biopsy, a needle biopsy." I'm thinking, what's going on? Oh, it's probably nothing. Again, it's probably a cyst. It's probably this. And that was shocking. And then at the end, I said, he said, "Let's put a marker in it now." I'm thinking, a marker? What are we marking? What do you mean a marker? And so when he finished, I looked at him, I said, "Look, I said, I know too much. Tell me." He said, "Then I'll tell you, it's something. It's not nothing. But we're going to have to wait and get the pathology." So that I left there in total shock. I mean, at my age, and I'm thinking, okay, so working at WeSpark it's not a vaccine against cancer, but really at 70, really my age. And so the longest 24 hours of my life, and the next day they called, I happened to be at the office, and I got the word that it was cancer, and then it was another wait to find out, is it this, is it that, to hold the whole pathology of the tumor. And all of those things that I had heard from women over the last 20 years, I experienced in a whole new way.
Wow.
And, it's one thing to tell people, we're here for you, you're not alone and all of that. It's another thing to be the one waiting to hear. And is it this? And it has to have all of these things lined up. And, but because I had this organization, because I'd been there, I knew what to do. I knew who to call, and you're doing it really in a state of shock, but it was almost like a soldier. Okay, now I'm going to call this, and I got to do that. And I need to get, this is kind of funny. You have to have a little humor in cancer. So, everyone tells you, be positive. It's really important. The surgeon, be positive. The oncologist, be positive. I'm like, okay, I'll be positive. I think I'm dying. And even though they're telling you, you're not going to die from this tumor, you think you're dying. It doesn't matter. You hear cancer. And so Cheryl O'Neill, who structured our hypnotherapy program, because I'm a big believer that the mind really affects so much. We have to work with this. This is the ticking time bomb in my body. And so I talked to her and I said, they talked about being positive. So she did on Zoom. She did a hypnotherapy on with a suggestion of positivity. And you're kind of you're present, but you're in a dreamy sort of state. Anyway, on the day of my surgery, I got up. I was with my boyfriend Jay, and I said, "Let's go. Are you ready? Let's go." And I was all excited. And I got there, and every person that I encountered, they say, "How are you?" And I'd say, "I feel great. I feel really positive." And some of them looked at me like, "Oh, I guess she's in shock or something's wrong with her." But it really helped. And then I did it again, because even though they were able to get the tumor, get clear margins, because I did have some trace cells, it was indicated that I had to be on this, and it's called aromatase inhibitor. It's an estrogen blocker for 5 years, which threw me into yet again menopause. I thought I was done with that.
Oh no.
But I wanted to give again the suggestion, because there are all these possible side effects, that the medicine is doing its good work and nothing more. And all this sounds very airy-fairy, but I can tell you that it really helped me. And I did do some crisis sessions with one of the therapists. So I knew that what we did mattered and really helped, but to go through it yourself is completely different,
Yeah.
And the support that I had from everyone in the organization. I mean, even all the guests, the people that use our services wrote notes to me. I mean, it's really been a beautiful experience, So yeah, obviously I'm grateful to be sitting here, and my journey is much easier and has been much easier than many of the men and women who have come to our center. So I'm lucky.
Yeah, no, that's so great. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I know you guys in October have like a comedy gala coming up, right?
We do. I believe that people need to laugh. So instead of a gala where you just sit down and everybody talks and give speeches, we believe in entertainment, I guess, because our roots are in the entertainment business. So we have a comedy show, and Alonzo Bowden is the host, but we've had people like Jay Leno and Ray Romano, and
wow,
2 years ago we had Howie Mandel and Wanda Sykes, and anyway, Jason Alexander, how can I forget him? I adore him. But so we don't have our full lineup yet, so I can't tell you who's on, but I can tell you it's going to be incredible, and it's going to be in person, and it's also going to be virtual. So we're doing a hybrid this year.
Oh, wow.
That's
so
great.
anyone can see it anywhere.
And you guys raise money at these galas, and
we do.
How can our audience, because
donate
after tonight, it goes to a bunch of different streaming platforms with different people. How can people, if they want to donate to the We Spark Cancer Support Center, where do they go?
So they can go do a lot of things. Our website is www.wespark.org. They can donate, make a straight donation, just a donation. They can support the event by buying a ticket, a virtual ticket if they're not in town. They'll be there. They'll be posted soon, not yet. They can sponsor. They can, they can do those things.
They can lend their support how they know how to. Yeah.
And it means every dollar is going to go to supporting families and for programs. So I'm really proud of it, and it's fun. It's a really fun event. So I thank you all in advance. Anyone who was thinking of even donating, every dollar. I always say there is no donation too small or too large. So there you have it.
And you just you keep Wendy Jo Sperber's dream alive of
yes.
You got to put her picture up, because everybody knows who she is.
Oh yeah, no, Wendy. Yeah. I think this is from Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies,
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Right, with Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari, right? And here she is. I don't know what show this is, but is this on Bet? This was Bette Midler's show, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm wondering if this isn't. Must be Bette Midler's.
Yeah, I think it's from Bette.
Bates, is it?
It was the show called Bet. I think. Yeah, and that's Bette Midler, and that's Wendy Jo. And here she is right here. Beautiful young lady, and very
so
funny.
What a
my God!
The comedic timing was impeccable.
We laughed, and she was not a studied actress, and that gal, she could do anything. We fell in love when we first met, and and it was just kindred spirits, all the time that we were together. I miss her.
Nancy, listen, we're so happy that you're healthy and you're here with us, and you continue to do great work. We Spark Cancer Support Center. Listen, you're a Hollywood legend, and now you're paying it forward. And have a great rest of the summer. And anything we could do to further help the cause of the Cancer Center, we're certainly happy to do that.
Well, Sookie and Scott, this has been great fun, and thank you both. And I don't know where you are, but maybe one day in person we'll see each other.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nancy, that'd be incredible. And thank you for letting us do a trip down memory lane.
Yes.
And hearing your stories, because so many fans love behind the scenes, sort of the speak and the moments that you had.
Thank you. It's fun for me too. They're great memories and great. I had a great life.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you
you.
definitely did.
Thank
and
you.
I
Mwah.
think, Nancy, I before you go, I think I actually had this poster in my room. If
You
I'm not
probably did,
mistaken.
right next to how many other posters?
Right next to,
right next to Lonnie Anderson.
Lonnie
and
Anderson and Angie Dickinson, I believe, was in my room as well. Nancy, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the summer.
Okay, you guys. Thanks so much.
Bye,
Take
Nancy.
care. Bye.
care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
What a terrific,
great
terrific
organization.
lady. Yeah, Sook, unbelievable. It's the
We Spark Cancer.
We Spark Cancer Support Center. It's been 20 years. And I mean, God, listen, when you listen to her talk about the place, which is virtual right now, but to have, a new building, it's fantastic.
Bless her.
Really
I mean,
is.
and it is a whole, everybody is, once you're touched by cancer, it's like everybody's involved, the whole family.
Sook, another wonderful
Great
show
show.
tonight. It's been an amazing week. Of course, Phil not joining us tonight because
Happy
it's his
birthday to
birthday.
Phil.
But listen, he does get the giraffe. Don't move.
Happy birthday to Phil. Happy birthday to Phil. Happy birthday, dear Philly kid. Happy birthday to you.
Everybody gets a giraffe on their birthday, Sook.
I love it.
Listen, have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
I'll see you back here on Tuesday, and I leave everybody with this amazing song by Sookie.
Oh, yeah, baby. Little LOLA here on a Sunday. Talk about Lola, Tony, Rico, Scotty Kid, Philly Kid. Come on, everybody. You know the words to this song. I want everybody to sing. Sing out loud. Sing it proud. Come on.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there. She would merengue and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always tended bar across the crowded floor. They worked from 8 till 4. They were young, but they had each other. Who could ask for more at the Copacabana? The hottest spot north of Havana. At the Copacabana. Music and passion were always the fashion at the Copa.
They fell in love.
They fell in love.
They fell in love, Phil.
They fell in
Then
love.
this guy came in and screwed it all up.
His name was Rico. He wore a diamond. He was escorted to his chair. He saw Lola dancing there, and when she finished, he called her over. But Rico went a bit too far. Tony sailed across the bar, and then the punches flew, and chairs were smashed in two. There was blood and a single gunshot, but just who shot who at the Copacabana? The hottest spot north of Havana. At the Copacabana. Music and passion were always the fashion at the Copa.
She lost her love.
She lost her love.
She lost her love, Philly Kid.
She lost her love.
You know how that feels.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. We got little bongos going. Phil, they love when you shake those hips, buddy. Oh, yeah. Little Copacabana. Sookie and Scott show coming back Tuesday night. All new live shows. We got more to talk about, though, here with Lola. Come on, Phil, let's finish this up.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. But that was 30 years ago when they used to have a show. Now it's a disco, but not for Lola. Still in the dress she used to wear, faded feathers in her hair.
She sits there so refined and drinks herself half blind. She lost her youth and she lost her Tony. Now she's lost her mind
at the Copacabana. The hottest spot north of Havana. At the Copacabana. fashion at the Copa.
Don't fall in love.
Don't fall in love.
Don't fall in love.
Don't fall in love.
Copa.